Here at the ARA conference in Boca Raton, Florida, we're talking with Thom Winninger, one of the speakers at this year's conference, looking at some marketing opportunities along with the sustainability issue, Thom, that is being discussed here. What are some key areas that retailers and producers should be zeroing in on in this issue?
Well, I think, Mike, one of the biggest challenges we have is we all walk around talking about what it is and not how to do what it is. I mean, the challenge for all of us in the marketplace today to be sustainable is we have to figure out what is the one thing for us. I mean, what is the one thing that customers come to us for? You know, what is the one thing that we do better than anybody else? I mean, you can go back to a lot of stories, but, you know, and Apple's in the news everywhere, but what did Apple do? Apple made technology personal, and everything was connected to that. If my business is sustainability, and I'm an ag retailer or whatever I am, I'm a dealer, distributor, what does that mean in my business? What does sustainable growth mean? And then second step is, how do I functionalize that? In other words, how do I ensure the fact that everything happens from an activity standpoint within my business delivers that? You know, Tom Monahan started Domino's Pizza. Monahan said everything's attracted or attached to delivery. Everything I do is delivery. The quality of my product might not be the best in the marketplace. You know, I might not be the best at equipment and functionality, but I do a very good job of making sure it gets to where they want it to be at the point in time they want it to be there. And that's where most businesses miss it today in ag or anything else, is we're just too busy trying to do everything really well, that we don't figure out the thing that we really do well and go there. I remember when Carrier Corporation, this is heating and cooling, furnaces, air conditioners, called us on the phone and said, you know, this is really a competitive market. And I said, yeah, but what does a customer really buy from you? That's sustainability. If the customer's buying comfort and you're talking about a furnace, you got a disconnect. If the customer's talking about performance farming and you're talking about spraying, where's the connectivity in that? And so what I say to people is, if you really want to be good in a marketplace, first of all, you got to find out who your real customer is. And 10,000 customers in your area of delivery are not your customers. The majority of those are transactions, and they're driving you crazy. You know, I have this thing called the 17%er, and when I go into a business, I sit down with them and I say, look, if we figure out about 17% of your customers generate about 81% of your gross sales and about 71% of your gross margin, and how much time have you spent figuring out what's sustainable for them in the last 60 days? I suspect your sales resource spends most of its time with your lousy customers or your transactional customers, and your best customers just get passed by. And then when the best customer says they don't need you anymore because they're going direct to somebody, you take that personally. Well, you never got personal with them in the first place. I say there's 5 factors around our best customers. We need to know what they are. The other thing for us is we need to have 3 different touching points with our customer. So in other words, if I service something, if I sell something, and if I manage something, those are 3 connected points. Now I have at least an idea of where the sustainability is, because I'm deep enough into the customer's needs and wants and operation to be able to handle it. But if a customer comes to us and I do one thing for them, and they go somewhere else and he does one thing, and they go somewhere else and do one thing, there's no magic or synergy in that. That means I'm no better than a transaction. I need 3 points of connectivity with my customer. And today, the great thing about being an ag retailer is, and I'm not one, but I'm going to pretend I'm one for a minute, is we have the most frequency of contact with this kind of customer of anybody in ag. And we don't take advantage of that authority position. In other words, if I'm calling on you more than any other supplier because my frequency of contact to you is higher because of what I do for you, why am I not leveraging that into a knowledge relationship where I'm discovering what your highest changing needs are? To me, that's sustainability. If I know what your highest changing needs are and I'm adapting my organization to fit those, then there's sustainability on both sides, and at the same time, in this global food chain environment, protecting the assets. We got to protect growth. I have to help you protect your assets, whether it be your ag production operation or growing operation, or the world's resources, and tie those 2 together. But I don't see sustainability in anybody's name. You know, and I first say, if you want to be something, brand it into your name. You know, take a term, sustainability, Build a definition around it. That's helping you grow your business while protecting your assets. That's what we're doing for you as an ag retailer. Functionalize that. Come up with the actions that we need to be very good at to make that happen. And then number 4, all of a sudden I wake up one day and I said, wow, we are that. Because in the action, we become culture. And then the beauty of it is, today, we have to have collective authority. That means you as ag retailer, me as ag retailer, we need to have the same definition. If we have separate definitions, we got a lot of battles going on, and we're not winning any wars because we're not on the same page. You know, I could talk for hours, but I come from Iowa, and I always remember Meredith Wilson's show Music Man, and it always said, get the kids out of the pool halls, into the band uniforms, marching down the streets, singing off the same page of music. And that's what we need to be doing.
Because there's a challenge, there are a lot of different definitions of sustainability out there.
Exactly. So if you're on one definition of sustainability and I'm on another, man, we don't have a collective authority. If we come up with the same definition, and I don't care good, bad, or ugly, but the same. You know, my family was from France, and I always remember Vive l'Ensavant. That is, I think, translated, Unite Europe under France. Well, he didn't make it, but he got really close. But everybody was saying the same thing. And it's the same in a business. You know, we as retailers tend to silo our departments. So, you know, that department has a customer and this department has a customer, and we never wake up to the fact it's the same customer. So I'm treating them as separate customers, so I'm not cross-pollinating information. CRM application, customer relations management says, gee, Bill, in your department, what did you learn about the customer? Gee, Mike, in your department, what did you learn about the customer? And if we only have 365 customers generating 81% of our business, that's probably manageable information, whether we stick it in a database that pops up alerts or not, so we can start managing this thing effectively.
So another perspective on sustainability. Thanks, Tom.
My gig. Thanks.
Thom Winninger here at the ARA conference in Boca Raton, Florida. I'm Mike Adams.